Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SE diesel. As you can see here, finished in white, which looks absolutely fantastic on the cars. Car's covered just 45,918 miles. It's been serviced all the way through by the Honda main dealers. Facelift model, as you can see here, it's got the new style front end, which looks absolutely fantastic on the cars. It's really, really well done. The car is in absolutely beautiful condition throughout. Front of the car, lights, lenses, completely clear and intact. Front bumper, can't see any obvious marks. Likewise, bottom of the car, hardly a stone chip if any to be seen. And then down the near side, passenger side, it's mirror smooth, absolutely mirror smooth in the panels. Near side front alloy, it takes all of the bashing and there's nothing on it at all. And then the panel work is absolutely sensational in the car. Near side rear alloy, again, completely unmarked. And around the back of the car, again, tell it's a facelift model with the silver trim. And the restyled lights on the back there. Around to the off side of the vehicle, driver's side, as with the near side. I mean, it really is in simply stunning condition. It's going to be one of the very best CR-Vs anywhere out there. Offside rear alloy, again, absolutely unmarked. And the remaining panel work, simply amazing. It really is. And final alloy, again, absolutely no marks on there at all. And it really is. It's had a video. Doesn't do justice to it. It's as close to immaculate as you could possibly get on a used car this age and mileage. It's coming to the boot area now. Absolutely enormous boots on the CR-Vs. Low load height as well. Not much of a drop when you get into them as well. So really friendly for, or dog friendly I should say. And it's been kept absolutely beautifully. It's not always the case with CR-Vs. They are estate cars and quite heavily used. Someone's treated this car with kid gloves. It's absolutely beautiful. It's coming to the back, wide opening rear doors, virtually to 90 degrees. Absolutely amazing amounts of leg room as well. Those front seats are set for me, and I'm over 6 foot tall, so I'm not cheating at all. I mean, the leg room is sort of limousine-esque in the back, and the condition in the back's absolutely wonderful as well. Again, this is where the kids normally sit. Absolutely trash them, but this one's been given very gentle life. It's coming to the front now. From passenger door card, again as with all of the others, in beautiful condition. Full set of original Honda mats in the car, and passenger seat on the front here, again absolutely immaculate. Finally come to the driver's door card, again beautiful condition. Footwell areas again all lovely and clean, and the driver's seat itself again in fantastic condition. So inside the car now, engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated, which looks absolutely as new. Big screen there for your radio and information display, all working exactly as it should. Obviously incorporates DAB radio in this day and age. Dual zone climate control, but as I say, all the little recesses, absolutely beautiful. Come across to the main dashboard binnacle, you see the fuel lights just come on, which is why the information light's on currently. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all on this vehicle, but as I said at the start of the video, sometimes videos don't do justice, and this is definitely one of those cases because it is in beautiful condition in here as well. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V, and it's a 1.6 SE diesel. This particular car is registered MT15 DWU, and mileage at the start of the road test is 45,912 miles. The reason we do these videos is essentially so that if anyone is looking at any of our cars online, they actually get to see the very car they're looking at actually in operation. And the reason we feel that's important is we know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look perfectly good in the description and in the photographs provided, but only to get there and find out that when you drive the car, it's got a fundamental issue that would show up whilst test driving the vehicle. So that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises. And the reason for that is that this actually forms part of the road test route that anyone would go on. So hopefully then it would be representative of what they'd feel should they be offered a test drive in the car. Worth pointing out, although we are out in the sticks and it's lovely and quiet here, we're less than 5 minutes off the motorway. It's so easy to get to, and it hopefully makes for a very, very relaxing test drive rather than kind of the stressful ones you can get when you go in inner cities, as we've experienced in the past. So coming to the car in question, as you'll know from the advert, been very, very well looked after. Full Honda service history all the way through, and without wishing to be a complete spoiler, it shows immediately because the car is as tight as a drum in pretty much every way. Engine, of course, starts absolutely instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. I'll do the temperature gauge a little bit later because I always try and start them from cold because that's where any issues tend to manifest themselves. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. The engines are wonderful, wonderful, wonderful units. The point of buying a diesel, of course, is that you generally buy them for two reasons. One, economy, most importantly, and secondly, hopefully reliability. Well, we know that reliability is the strength of Honda. I mean, they are amazingly tough engines. Just with regular servicing, they're the most reliable engine out there by quite a long way, and they last hundreds of thousands of miles, as I say, with just regular maintenance. Cam chain driven, no cam belts to worry about on them. But also they give, in what I call the real world of driving, not manufacturers' figures, they give amazing economy with just normal driving styles in normal conditions, and as I said, that can't always be said. The same of all cars. So that's just the parking sensor picking up on the side there. And it's so easily achieved. I've actually done a video on what you'd expect to get, and in my personal experience of having them, I generally average over 50 to the gallon out of the cars. So they are, I'd say, very, very, very impressive. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch on the car absolutely perfect. Bike point is exactly where it's meant to be. And it's lovely and smooth and positive in actuation. Gearbox in the vehicle, simply fantastic. First and foremost, the positioning. I know it sounds daft, but you've got your armrest here, hand goes on there. You're not holding your arm up in mid-air to change gear, and that sounds a daft thing, but it's just such a clever design. That angle there is absolutely perfect. But what you've got is a gear change which is so short in throw for a car this type. Mechanically, it's pretty much perfect. It's just a wonderful, wonderful gear change, because it feels mechanical. It's enjoyable to use. It's impossible because with a Honda gearbox, you generally change gear with your fingertips, so you just let the springing of the gearbox do the work for you. So when you're changing gear, apart from the ones where you've got to push across, but it always finds its way home, and you'd never get lost to them, and that feels absolutely as new. It's brilliant gearbox. Steering on the vehicle, really nicely weighted, makes the car feel lovely and solid and kind of almost heavy on the road, which is very sort of confidence inspiring. It's actually, for a car this type, it's got lovely steering because it's not much arm action required. It's nicely geared, it's positive, it's very accurate and precise. Fuel lights just popped on. I need to get some more diesel popped into it. But yeah, it's a lovely power steering system. It also tracks absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit, so all good there. And the chassis of the car, to go with it basically, is again, Honda know this market so well. I mean, the CR-V, as I often say, it's the best-selling SUV in the world, and it wouldn't be the best-selling SUV in the world if they hadn't got it right. And what they've done is give you a simply fantastic chassis, because what it is a sports car. So when motoring press say, oh, it's a bit dull, it's this, it's that, no, it's not. It's absolutely brilliant, and they've completely ignored what this car's designed to do, which is basically to ferry people about, but quite often families. So when you go through a series of corners like this in a softly sprung SUV, they'll lollop about. This one, it just is brilliant body control. Now if I go through the next corner a little bit quicker than I ordinarily would, certainly with my family on board, just turn in, minimal steering movement, minimal movement of the body. It is fantastic in the way it does it. If you go the other way and go for very hard suspension to give you really solid body control, then you end up with a brittle, horrible ride. This has got a beautifully damped ride. It is about as good as you could possibly get for this type of car. It's amazing. There's also, by the way, no nasty kind of noises coming from underneath the car from the suspension, no sort of rattles or clonks. I wouldn't expect there to be, but that's the point of doing these videos, basically, is to pick up on these things, and there is nothing at all there. I'll do the brakes in a second. I've got a chap who seems determined to drive into the boot of my car for some reason. He's right behind me, so I won't jam on the brakes right now. I might startle him a tad. I don't think he was too impressed by the fact I was driving at the speed limit, but there we are. So I'll just get up to a little bit higher speed again and just give them a shove. I know they're good, we've checked them anyway, but just for if I give them a sharp jab there, it really nose dives down nice and quick. There's no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all exactly as it should be. Inside the vehicle, worth pointing out, we've not cleaned it yet. It hardly needs a clean. It's so clean in here. First things first, they are brilliantly put together cars. And again, much to my frustration, motoring magazines and car testers seem to think that build quality is having squidgy plastics and funky sounding doors. It's not, basically. Because some of those cars that sound great and look like that when they're new, 4 or 5 years down the line, creak, groans, squeak, buzz, all sorts of stuff. Just there's no squeaks or creaks in here at all, and that's typical of CR-V. They are brilliantly put together and they're practical. So some of the harder plastics are there for a reason. So around the coffee areas where your coffee cups would be, rather, you just wipe clean. It's brilliantly designed. It's the whole point of the car. It's also a lovely dashboard to sit behind. It's simple to use, it's very well equipped, but it doesn't phase. You've got the radio and information system there, all working perfectly, but generally straightforward. Even an idiot like me can use them. You've got dual zone climate control, giving you different temperatures side to side, again all working perfectly. By the way, we popped it into a warm workshop earlier on, put the air conditioning on cold, and it blows out lovely cold air, so we always check them. Quality of the switchgear is absolutely superb with the car. Seems a daft little thing, but just the sort of rubbery, clicky action of the switches are just beautifully manufactured. They really are. Dashboard in front, typical Honda, simplicity itself. Simple, easy, legible, all the information you need and no more at all. Temperature gauge now, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these cars. Steering wheel feels great in hand. It's small in diameter, leather bound, feels absolutely as new to hold, and just a lovely thing to sort of use while driving the car. It's not over big, and some can be sort of your elbows are sticking out while you're driving. Let's make sure he's not going to reverse back. But as I said at the start of the video, the point of it is just to show the car in operation, but to feedback, as I said, on any issues there may be on the car, of which there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely beautifully. As always though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate, do give us a call.